Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. We are going to open our Hello, Rayla. Whoa, hello. Very on.
Hello. Hi. I
we're
can
we're
say
in the
hello.
room.
Hello.
Hello, Rayla. How are you tonight?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for asking. How are you?
I am doing very good. How is chat tonight as well? How are you all doing today? Hey, oh, we got a static manatee here. Yes, we have ourselves another manatee. So,
Am I staticky too?
pardon?
Can't tell. Am I staticky too? I can't tell.
Am I staticky? Oh, is my mic a bit weird? Okay.
Kind of quiet. I am kind of quiet apparently.
Okay, I bumped you up on that. And I think I'll bump you up on my side of Discord. I'll bump your volume up. Okay, put you to 160% now, so you should be much louder. How is that? Am I robotic or am I okay?
I hear you fine, but I don't know if everybody else is hearing you the same way I am.
Yeah. Excuse the scuff, guys.
It is a regular Twitch day.
It is a regular day dealing with OBS and Twitch. Hello, welcome to humanity. How do I pronounce that? Happy Lily, is it? Happy. Okay. And Rayla, you get something very, very special today because you're my podcast guest. Because everybody who follows gets free blubs, you see. And you're about to get front row seats to a lot of free blubs.
Oh, I am so happy. I need more blubs. I was running out of that.
Yes. So here we go. Some blub 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 blub.
Hello, blub. I wish I could offer blubs back, but I do not wield that element.
Ah,
I'm not
yes.
a blub bender.
You can tweet, but not blub.
Yeah, exactly.
You
I can barely
blub.
tweet. Honestly, I am a little bit inept. I've forgotten my verb roots in that regards.
Hang on a minute. Blub intake was running low. Yes. Of
Mm-hmm.
course, Aesthetic Manatee is my blubber brother, another fellow Manatee VTuber.
Oh.
I think it was a mutual of ours that kind of found that there was another Manatee VTuber.
Oh.
And said, "Oh yeah, go meet him." And I found him on Twitter and followed, and immediately I was like, "Oh my god, it's another." The voices are a bit low compared to a Let's Like the Crab. I can't control the thing there. So what I'll do is
I can see if I can increase my volume still in OBS or if I am maxed out. Because I think
for me, my mic is it's yeah.
I have it. Yeah,
Unless I'm like looking directly at my microphone, it doesn't. If I crank up the volume up to 7 decibels of gain in my filter, is that any better now? Because then I'll crank you up to 200% on my Discord.
Okay, hello. Can everybody hear me, please?
Like the alerts are going to be really, really loud anyway because Stream Elements brings those through really loudly for me. I've got it at like 50% volume and it still comes through like a din. So
you can actually extract so you can control the audio of the browser element in OBS instead. That's something I learned.
I will probably have to look into doing that later on.
Yeah, I can help you with that after stream.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you.
No
We have a
problemo.
Smee here with a Blubbabooey.
Hello, Smee.
Hello, hello. How are you doing, bud? The epic Blubbabooey. So Smee has just hit affiliate as well, if I'm not wrong.
Ooh, congratulations, sweet.
Yes.
I don't know if I'm clapping. I
You
don't know.
are. You're doing the clap on the.
Yes.
I can't really do that. My arms don't move, unfortunately. So I just wiggle my tail instead, and wave glow sticks as an emote as well. But yeah. So thank you. Yes. Like Smee's just speaking on someone who I haven't seen in a while actually. Hello Lisco with a founder's badge still.
Hello.
Lisco with a founder's badge, hey yo. Wait, Lisco, does that mean that even though you haven't been able to come to the streams as often, you've still been subbed? Because if that's the case, that's yes.
Let's go.
Ayo, there's Zed with the 8
goodness, hello.
months. The 8 months.
Hype train is close, guys. Hype, 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 hype.
Don't encourage them, Rayla.
Dude, why not? You deserve all the love.
My ears are just filled with sound. Oh, that is amazing, Zlisco. Thank you so much. Like that's like absolute Giga Chad energy right there. Like
hype train incoming.
We have a hype train. Oh my god. Thank you so much. But yeah, thank you, Lisco, so much for keeping up the sub. Even though you haven't been around, that's been so much support. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Zed, for the resub at 8 months, and thank you for joining Humanity Chazza streams. Thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Zed and Heavy, hello, wow.
Yo.
Heavy subbing at tier 1, thank you. And Zed with 1,000 bits. God. Sheesh.
Telling you.
They're flustering me. Chazza, here are your free blubs. Blub 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 blub. See, Rayla gets an absolute treat, don't you? Life's been hectic. Try to be there when you can, absolutely. And I appreciate it, bud. So, Rayla, I actually have a few questions to go through with you, actually. Because Rayla, of course, is our special guest tonight on the Humanity podcast. The one with the blubs. You don't get any other podcast with blubs. There you go. I need to work on a slogan a bit there, don't I?
I think the big message is getting through, regardless.
Absolutely, the blubs are here. Thank you, Zed, for everything, and have a good time back at work, bud. So, my first little line of questioning. So, give us a little introduction. What or who is CasualRayla?
Well, CasualRayla is just me. I am CasualRayla. You can call me Rayla or Ray. Anything works there. I'm Gala Cockatoo from Sweden, which is kind of weird since, usually we're native to Australia. But you can probably hear on the lack of my Australian accent that I am Swedish. Yes. I'm a variety streamer that stream like maybe 2 to 3 times each week, and I focus mainly on nurturing, loving, and tightly knit community. So we're like, as much as we are on Twitch and I play games there, a lot of the people in the community, they reside on our Discord server, our Nest Discord server. So if you need a Fuendos, chill atmosphere to just vibe in both on stream and in Discord, feel free to join my vlog. Yeah, that is pretty much it. I mean, other than that, I like to take sunny walks on the beach and
and swoop
or
and
making a
fly.
dating profile, Tinder profile.
I've just given you a little shout out in the chat as well. So yes,
Thank
absolutely.
you.
Go and check out Rayla. She is the sweetest little burb. We have our own little nicknames for each other, don't we? You're Burby, and I am
Burby.
Yes.
Blubby.
I'm Blubby.
Blubby.
Burby and Blubby, yes. Burby and Blubby in a podcast.
It sounds so good though because they rhyme so well. It does sound like a little. You could have a series, a little feature. We could have our Netflix special. That is the title.
Netflix, sign us up.
Yes, please. I need it.
Sign us up. We need the money more than anything, don't we?
We need to make a living, okay? Content creation. It can get rough sometimes, man. We need a Netflix special. I wonder how you get a Netflix special, because isn't it a joke that they accept almost anything and everything?
We could probably submit this like this whole podcast as a Netflix special and probably get accepted.
Honestly, if anything, doing like a VTuber documentary or like online culture documentary series, I think that would go down well.
Yeah, like probably. Inside the world of VTubing, hosted by Saga and Rayla, Burby and Blubby.
Burby and Blubby. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, Lisko said it's always nice to meet a neighbor. He's a Finn. Oh, they're a Finn.
Oh my goodness. Hello. We got Norwegians. We got Swedes on our server, and now I know another Finnish person. I mean,
this is pretty much the Scandinavian
It's kind of sad though, because I never really get to connect with the Finnish VTubers that I do know, because I'm a little bit intimidated. They're so inspirational.
Oh. You're not intimidated by me, though, are you? I'm not very intimidating.
What do you mean? We talk more often than I do with my Finnish VTuber friendos.
Oh, heavy. Is that the case? Rayla's Moda being featured in a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Pretty famous. Netflix is the next logical step.
Do you know the virtual reality show?
Yes.
By Fia?
I think, I remember that. Ooh.
I got featured in it, yeah. I kind of want to clip it just to save it as a memory, but I did not expect it.
That is 100% clip worthy, like... Yeah.
Yeah, I was like shoved in between, like a clip of me was shoved in between like Shy Lily and fucking... Oh yeah, Lumi VTuber, dude. I don't know how I got there. It was a pure accident.
Like being sandwiched in between them, though. That could be I could find worse places to be.
Like, the thing, yes, it's nice, but at the same time, I'm just like, who? Like, why me? Because all of these people are huge, and I am not the smallest VTuber, but I'm definitely not like, a quote unquote popular VTuber. Where I'm laying when it comes to average views and stuff. I'm still considered small in many people's eyes.
If you're small, I'm tiny.
We can be minuscule together.
Yes, we can be. Burby and Blubby. There we go. We'll start our own channel there. Burby and Blubby VTuber.
Yes.
Come follow us all there. But yeah, so why the name CasualRayla?
Oh, yeah. So basically, I was sitting on, I can't remember the night I came up with this, because I wanted to do VTubing, and I was just brainstorming a bunch of names on my notepad, and I remember I was trying to come up with names that would be unique or usernames. A lot of the time when I hung out on YouTube when I was younger, people would have you have PewDiePie, you have Markiplier, so like Markiplier, then you have PewDiePie, so kind of they sound almost as long. You have I watched Ubrax or Nova, for example. So, they usually call themselves Nova, but then they have a longer name-ish. So I was thinking like, okay, so I can just have my name and then something else in it, to make a username. So it's a little bit more unique, because I would imagine that there are a lot of people called Rayla, for example, or Ray or something.
I can imagine that, yeah.
So I've always liked names that start with R, and Ray is a name that I really like already, and kind of also as an homage to one of my nieces that her name is Ray. I wanted to keep that, but at the same time, I knew for a fact that there are probably a lot of fucking VTubers named Ray, and I don't want to, blend in completely with those. So what can I add to it to make it a little bit more unique? Rayla, okay. And at this point, I didn't know that there was already a character named Rayla from Dragon Prince. But there is.
Source material required.
And people are always like, oh, did you get that from that place? Like, no, I did not. I don't know how, but we are just named the same. And casual, simply because I'm a casual gamer. I've always been like, never been a hardcore gamer myself, in the sense that I'm not a tryhard. Or not tryhard. I don't practice enough to master any game. And I kind of don't want to be pressured into be good at the game. You know how usually when you're people say that if you're gonna do gaming content creation, you either have to be really, really good, like an expert, or you have to be really funny. And I definitely was like, I just want to vibe though, so I'm just gonna do this casually. So therefore, CasualRayla.
Yeah. I can 100% understand the casual side of things. Like, I used to do a lot of like hardcore kind of stuff. Like, I used to be a hardcore sim racer back in the day, doing lots of like championships and even being a champion in some of these championships. And like, was it enjoyable? No. Half the time it was so much stress, it was like it wasn't even worth it. So yeah, I can fully relate with the casual side of the games and stuff. Like, it's like, if you're able to just chill and vibe with a chat with people who are amazing, like, it's going to be more enjoyable, isn't it? So I can 100% understand your thought process there.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, yeah.
So how long have you been streaming for?
I've been streaming since January last year. So
January
probably a little bit more than 1.5 years, I think.
18 months. That's a good innings there. Yeah. Very good. Oh, I've had a stretch redeem and a hydrate redeem and a posture check redeem.
Okay, let's.
Yeah. Oh, my back just.
Let me crack my whole back open, please.
Self-care Lord has entered the chat. Hello, Snow. So how are you doing, bud? Yeah, I can't believe as well. This is my 8th month of being affiliate here as well. Because Zed was my first subscriber. So yeah, like, you've been 18-ish, 19, 20 months now. Can't believe, like, I think I've been following you for, it's got to be about 5-6 months now, isn't it? That we've been kind of friends.
Time flies by for me, so I always get surprised when people resubscribe, and I'm like, dude, you've almost been subscribed here for like a year. What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, it's like, the fact that I've got people popping up with 8 months in on this now is insane. And like, then I drop a 5 month to you. It's like, oh, time has gone by so quick since like. Since Hell introduced us, really, wasn't it? When Hell raided you and I was in the raids, and like I stuck around and kind of like vibed, and like here we are. And I think
it's so cozy. Like, raiding in general, I'm so grateful that that's like an actual thing you can do, because you can discover so many cool people by just sticking around.
Absolutely, I make it such a thing where I raid every single time I stream. Regardless of what party I have,
standard for me too.
Regardless of how many people, even if it's just myself raiding, we raid. We are raiding boys, basically. Raiding is on the menu because you go and raid, and again, it's fun. You get to give like a little raid message, something quite fun, and the reaction of the person that you're raiding, regardless again how many people you're bringing in, just the fact that you are raiding someone, it's the genuine surprise, the appreciation. It really makes you feel warm and fuzzy, which really like tops off a stream because like you're getting to the end of a stream, you're starting to like possibly run low on energy, but you're still feeling really good, and like then you go and raid, you see the other people being really, really like either flustered or really appreciative of it, and you're just like, oh, my heart is warm. So that's my reasoning anyway. I'm guessing that's probably your reasoning too, is it? That like you raid.
Well, for me, it's more like I feel like it's part of Twitch etiquette that you should raid also, but that's not really the reason why I'm doing it. I want to spread love, to other streamers. If a lot of people raid me, it feels so weird not to raid someone else. Like hogging a bunch of viewers to myself. That's really weird to me. So to me, it's a habit, but also I enjoy checking out what people are doing. I like to, especially when I find people who usually stream after me due to time zones, for example. That's really good because then I can not only provide someone else with like, a little bit of a mood boost because I'm rating them, but I can also provide everyone in my community with new content that they can, consume after I'm done streaming on a regular basis.
And like it's really like good. Sorry, go on.
For me, I see it also as it's very strategic too. As much as it is loving, it's also very strategic. For example, you can find someone who streams after you on a regular basis or before you, and you can connect with each other and be like, hey, I can help you out with rating you when I'm done streaming, if you'd like, start a friendship there. And you can basically share communities, sort of, that way.
Create that osmosis.
And help each other grow,
Yeah. And like working together is the best way to do that, essentially, isn't it? Because like if you're competing against people, all you're going to do is create aggro. Like it's not a sales job.
Yeah.
You're not trying to put pound notes in your pocket and like sell as much as you can. We're here to entertain. We're here to have fun with people. We're here to make sure that people have a lovely place, a comfy place to vibe, chat, chill, and enjoy, consume content that they probably wouldn't be able to consume otherwise, Like, people have come to my channel, and I can probably guarantee that they've done this for you as well, to experience a game that they haven't played, are interested in playing, but want to see how it plays. And then
I bet there
make
are
a judgment.
like that who come over. Yeah.
Like when I did my Mass Effect series in the past, I'm pretty certain I had quite a few people coming in who were interested in playing the game, didn't want to buy the game yet until I let them know it was on like Game Pass or something like that, if it was on Xbox, and then they were able to get judgment, and some of them stuck along. What?
Very nice.
Manny, one day I will raid Saga. Oh, thank you. Our time zones are so incompatible, though. Like, you stream way after me, Manny. And hello, Maiko. I haven't ignored you. It's cool. How are you doing, bud?
Hello.
But yeah, like, with raids, 100%. Like, my main thought process is spreading the positivity that we provide.
Definitely.
Into another community and create this opportunity of osmosis where the two communities can like intermingle, and like it's a really lovely feeling when you've got people from raids coming back, isn't it? So so what do you enjoy most about streaming?
Oh, it's probably the people, the cool people I get to meet, but also learning new things, getting a creative outlet, feeling productive. I mean, the only reason I really started streaming was because I was a lonely fucking basement dweller. No, not really a basement dweller. I live in an apartment. I at least have that going for me.
There's no
But
basement for you to
I was
dwell
pretty
into.
lonely. And I mean, the COVID pandemic stuff, the fact that you were like isolated didn't really help with it either. So I was like, I gotta do something. I can't just sit around and not do something. So what will I do? I mean, I had already been interested in face rig since PewDiePie released a video on it when it came out on Kickstarter. So I've already been into VTubing sort of stuff and seen the potential in it. And it wasn't before the pandemic that I realized that, hey, it's actually becoming popular to the point where I can commission people for stuff. And, you know, because I don't have that much knowledge when it comes to art and stuff, I'm not a great artist. I was like, I can finally get help with it. So that's when I reached out to one of my brother's artist friends who created my design. And I was like, you know what? I'll make a Vroid model. So I made a Vroid model on my own and just started streaming because, hey, like, you know, if I don't do it, if I don't try, I won't know how it goes. And it went really well. I am very happy where I am right now. And
your motto is
yeah,
amazing.
I feel like that's the best part. I've gotten to meet so many cool people, so many people I look up to, and I've been watching like YouTube videos off. I interact with them, I raid them, you know, and yeah, I feel like, you know, most of the time I have something to do. I can either brighten someone's day on a stream or in Discord, just hanging out and talking with people, answering questions, and just sharing every little bit of myself, you know?
Absolutely, like that's it's such a cool thing to kind of go into, isn't it? VTubing in general, like you have this creative outlet that allows you to like become something else. Like you're still kind of yourself, but you're an alter ego of yourself. Although you're not different personality wise, you're just a different caricature. Like because that really blew up over with like COVID and everything. Like streaming and VTubing especially was really blowing up because of, again, the ability to use art and personify the art really kind of gained a head of steam with the idea that you don't have to live cam stream to have a face for your community.
Yeah.
So yeah, 100%. Like if I were able to run a Vroid model in here, I definitely would have had a Vroid model by now. But my PC is potato, unfortunately, so I can't. Oh, I forgot to add in the head pat thing on my browser source.
Oh
no. Never mind. Here we go. It's going to be added because I literally made this earlier today. Thank you for the head pats. There we go. And what I will also do is 2 secs.
Oh.
Gonna head back you too.
Hold on, I'm getting a head pat.
Yes, Rayla with a head pats too. There we go. Head pats for both of us.
Thank you.
We're both getting head
I
pats.
enjoy these. I never get tired of head pats.
Oh, so I bought something a couple of days ago. It just reminded me of something that I got. One of the best things I've ever bought, and it was under £10. I have a head massager, the wire one. You know, one of the ones that you. Yeah, I've got one of those. So like,
I can't. No, I hate them. I hate them. I'm sorry.
I
you get to enjoy
them.
it. You can take all of the ones that I've ever used. I
love them. Like it's just like as soon as I put it on my head, I'm just like, ugh. They are so weird.
They're just so
but
weird. Like they make me quiver to the point where I just fall over, and it just makes me feel uncomfortable.
I mean, it's probably because like it's creating a sensation that you're not used to feeling because like it's not every day that like you have your head rummaged through.
Well, the thing is that like I am very ticklish, so it doesn't help that it sort of tickles.
Yeah.
And like when I say that I'm ticklish, I mean I am ticklish. You can tickle my hands and I will fucking die.
Oh, okay, you're that ticklish.
Yeah, and I hate it because, of course, people take advantage of that.
People being your partner,
yeah,
probably, yeah.
I feel like it's probably related to it that it feels weird, and it's boosted with the fact that it's probably tickling too. So I can't. I don't like the sensation. You know when people do the little, you crack an egg on your knee with your hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hate that too.
Yeah, I don't really like that, to be fair.
That's the kind of sensation that I feel, but across my whole head. So
Fair enough. Yeah, it's just the first time I had one was when I came back from Berlin 10 years ago. Actually, it's 12 years ago. Ouch. I just forgot just how long ago it was. 12 years ago it was. And like I had it and it obviously broke after a few weeks of usage. I was like, just came to think of it, like since I started watching certain creators like Peaches, Strawberry, and people like that who create content that's supposed to be like comfy, like audio content that's supposed to help with like sleep aid and things like that. And with that, I then had the thought of that, like sometimes they'll do like these scratchies things, like in terms of like head scratches and pats and things, and I was like, what if I got one of those back again? So I bought it back, and I've used it, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm melting. It just melts.
Yeah, it does feel like you're melting, but I don't want to melt, dude. I don't want to be a puddle of ice cream on the floor.
Speaking of which, ice cream. How did the McFlurry redeems on your channel come about?
Well, it kind of became an inside joke because it was. I like ice cream in general, and I wanted the stream to be interactive. And I had begun ordering a lot of takeout. I know that my partner, who lives with me, they would usually buy McDonald's, and I was like, you know what? Just throw in a McFlurry for me. I won't eat it, but like I will have the ice cream. So a lot of the times, he would just barge into my room, leaving me with a McFlurry, and it just kind of became an inside joke
That
that I
you just
liked
had
them.
the McFlurry just because you had it ordered, and then just
Yeah,
have them
because
there.
that was the only thing. If I ordered stuff from McDonald's, it would always be an Oreo McFlurry, no other flavor. It's the only flavor I ever get. Because I love cookies and cream so much. So yeah, it kind of
Oh,
became a joke because of that.
ayo, yeah. Hello, Sovereign. Hello. Hope you're doing good today, bud. So yeah,
Hello.
with the McFlurry, I'm surprised you were getting McFlurry since their machine's usually broken, isn't it? So
No, like over here they're not though. Like I've heard stories about it, but whenever I get anything, they're never broken.
I
If
feel like
anything, they're out of cones. And I like getting ice cream cones too, but like they're out of cones. It makes me so angry.
like over here, I get the feeling like the reason why the ice cream machines are always out of service is mainly because it just needs maintenance and they just can't be bothered to do the maintenance.
It has to be cleaned regularly. I've
Yeah,
seen videos on why they quote unquote break down so much, and that's because they get cleaned like daily. And
they clog up so
sometimes it
quickly,
has to
don't
be
they?
during rush hour and stuff.
Yeah, and instead of just going, yeah, we're gonna maintain it, we'll just go, no, it's not working. Sorry. Um, yeah, so I understand that. Like, it's like having
To
a
be fair,
proper maintenance
yeah.
cycle there is needed, isn't it?
I feel like, to be fair, when it comes to priority on the McDonald's, I feel like most people order hot food, so they would probably wait until things get really calm so they can actually take care of the machine properly.
Yeah, with so
Um,
many of them there, like there's so many of them in
mm,
kitchens that like there's probably not the manpower available for the McFlurry machine because I think it's like three
mm,
for colds and coffee, and like something like
mm,
about 13 or 14 of them doing all the hot cooking.
mm.
So hello, Cubine. How are you doing, bud? Um,
Hello.
So yeah, like I've always been curious actually about the McFlurry redeems, like whether it was just because you love McFlurry or if there was something else behind it. And to find it's something else,
Well,
that's actually really interesting.
both. I mean, yeah, both basically.
Yeah, there was something else behind it, but it grew to allow you to love them. Brilliant.
Yeah, well, I already loved them before that, and I was like, okay, well, this is fitting. I will just add this redeem, I guess.
Yeah, it's so your favorite topping on McFlurries is cookies and cream, is it, or is it a specific flavor?
It's Oreo flavored, but it becomes cookies and cream because it's like vanilla ice cream with cookie bits in it.
All right. I'm guessing is it what like Oreo or something like that,
Yeah, it's
or
Oreo.
yeah,
Oreo flavor. Yeah.
Oreo is nice. I don't really like the
Mm-hmm.
biscuits much, but I 100% like the when it's put in ice cream, it's nice. It's very nice.
I love the biscuits. Like, this is a life hack for anyone here. If you want some nice, simple ice cream combination, I usually buy Häagen-Dazs dulce de leche. I don't know how to pronounce it, but dulce de leche, is it that way you say it? It's a fun word. Anyway, the dulce de leche Häagen-Dazs, and then you mixed in crushed digestives, those biscuits.
Yes, that kind of
It's
creates almost
really
like a
good.
that almost makes like a biscotti almost, isn't it? Like
Yeah,
in terms of a
I
flavor.
don't think I've ever had. I think I've had one biscotti before where I work.
Like because of a vanilla flavor in a lot of the ice
Mm-hmm.
creams that like Haagen-Dazs will come out with, and
Yeah.
like how creamy it is, like I can imagine like that will
Mm-hmm.
mix in and kind of give the effect, even if it's not the same flavor.
Yeah. And if you want soft ice cream, you can just like start mashing it around with a little splash of milk. So it's like not that wet, but you get it like a soft serve instead.
And the 100% best thing to do as well is that even if it's a bit hard with
Mm-hmm.
the ice cream, is use the
Mm-hmm.
spoon around the outside and
Oh
just
my god.
kind of like just on the outer area at the top, just scoop little tiny bits because that is where it's warmest. So it
Mm-hmm.
is most likely you're going to be able to pick up things on your spoon. So you don't even have to use like a
Mm.
scoop or anything like that. You can just use the spoon, just trim a little bit, and it will just like melt the ice cream off of the layer, and then you can start eating.
Mm.
And as you kind of like start doing more and more, you kind of get this like bulge in the middle of the ice cream, which
Mm-hmm.
then you can start chunking into.
Mm-hmm.
So like instead of having to wait like about half an hour for it to afford enough, you can kind of like just do that instead. It means that you get to
Yeah,
have this sweet, sweet taste of ice cream sooner.
I don't get thawing ice cream usually because a lot of it is milky ice cream, so it's not gonna be ice like rock hard anyway. But
Yeah,
also, when you've thawed it, it just feels like it just melts quicker because it's already warm.
it,
So
like it
getting it out and then scraping at it is probably the best. And I love it when you get the middle part, and since you're holding it, the sides have gotten slightly warm, so that's really soft. And then you start scooping away on the sides of the ice cream
and
instead.
that is 100% the best thing. Yeah, yeah. So essentially, as you
Yes.
just started like melting the sides, and you're able to start scooping around
Mhm.
the sides, it's just like ah.
I'm getting hungry.
I've just eaten and I'm already feeling hungry as well.
Yeah.
Dessert time.
I,
Um,
yeah. I'm just happy that they're making low calorie ice cream these days so I can like eat it like completely guilt free.
yeah. Like they make it with like they do versions with like I think it's Greek yogurt or something like that you can have,
Mm.
and like it's not just low calorie but it's low fat. But
Mm-hmm.
it's still got all the like the taste and all the good stuff in it. One of the things that I tend to have once in a blue moon
Mm.
is probiotic yogurt. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll either have like a Greek yogurt or I'll have a like an onken flavored yogurt
Mm.
or unken or unken, however you pronounce it. It's somewhere over in continental Europe it's made anyway. And like some of the flavors they make are so lovely. I could probably like eat tubs and tubs and tubs of the stuff like constantly. But the problem is because it is probiotic, it's got all the like the good bacteria. There is such a thing as overdosing on that. So if you do eat too much of it, you do feel sick. It's like it makes you feel ill, and it's horrible to feel like if you've eaten too much. But it's like totally worth it.
I have never had to deal with that. Like, I had today and yesterday. I was eating this tub. It's called Halo Top, or I don't remember. I think it's called Halo Top, and they have this gelato flavor with mango. It's only like 400 calories per tub.
Mango is amazing.
It is, and it was so milky and mangoey, and I could definitely not taste the difference between that and something that would probably be over 1,500 calories just in one tub. So, I am, that is something that I really like because they usually are more expensive, but I feel like it's worth it just because it tastes just as good and you don't have to feel guilty about it anyway.
Yeah, like having something that's just as tasty without the like all the calories and stuff means that it's just infinitely more moreish, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel at least, it's just, I don't know why, it just gets more enjoyable because you know that I don't have to feel bad for this at all later.
Yeah, you don't have to feel guilty about it. So you just go,
yeah. Well, you shouldn't have to feel guilty about treating yourself to anything, honestly, in my opinion. But, if you're on a diet, for example, like I am right now, where I'm trying to eat very healthily, knowing that, there's no actual sugar in this, that's nice.
You gotta stick to
locally
the
made.
seed.
That's also nice. So, yeah.
Sticking to the whole grain herb seed.
Oh yeah, whole grain, dude. I'm only eating whole grains now. I get so sad that all Instant Pot noodles is like made with white flour. It makes me so mad. I want instant noodles that are like, darker so I can like actually eat that stuff.
Yeah, I used to have a bit of a binge going on for pot noodles, and it was like initially I was just I was eating it out of convenience, and then I ended up like just being like, really, am I eating this more and more? And I've started changing up now, which is good, because I used to have it at work just because of necessity, and it's just so easy to kind of get into that spiral. And like, yeah, I can imagine it's the same for you when in COVID and everything you're having like all the McDonald's and stuff. Going back to the McFlurry point, like.
Oh yeah, and just I gained so much COVID weight just because I ate so unhealthily, and I'm getting back into it. I'm seeing a dietitian now. I'm eating more frequently, more healthy meals and stuff, and I get HelloFresh. HelloFresh, saving grace.
We're not sponsored, by the way. We're not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but just saying.
But
they're doing some weird stuff. Please sponsor. I wouldn't mind, honestly, because I like HelloFresh. The weird thing is that I was browsing. You see, you can get like a set meals. Like, okay, you see like this type of stuff, we're gonna put it in your bag. But if you don't like something in particular in it, you can just change out a recipe to something else that they'll send you. And I saw that they have a Disney Lightyear collab where they have like Lightyear themed food.
No way.
Yes, there's like a Lightyear salad. Here's a Lightyear salad.
Lightyear salad. Is it shaped like Buzz or something? Like.
No, the only thing that was, I guess, Lightyear is that they put fucking like pears in it, so it's green.
Okay. I would
like
hate to
salad
see
that
the
already
Woody
isn't
one.
green, but
Like, geez, like when they do, like I can see why they do certain collaborations and why not. I'm gonna drop off a headpads now on here. It's been about 10 minutes. But yeah, like I can see where collabs come in and like how they can go really well. Like ours, for instance, is amazing. To segue into that, but like I've seen recently, Fortnite, for instance, has been really hitting the nail on the head, honestly, with its collaborations. Like people who've been like, I hate Fortnite, I don't like Fortnite at all, including myself. I was an absolute hater with Fortnite. And then the Dragon Ball collab came along, so I thought I'd give it a go again, and it's been a much calmer game. So I was like, oh, I'll give it a go on Battle Royale with no build. And it's amazing. It is such a fun game to play. It's been an absolute hoot, and it was what I was playing with Hell yesterday. I was playing Fortnite with her, and like it's just been an absolute laugh with all the collaborations, kind of like sticking around in content. It's been super fun. I think there was a round that we played where Hell managed to pick up the Darth Vader's lightsaber and just went around
Ooh.
swinging and downing everybody with a lightsaber. It was just
freaking hilarious.
Full on memes. But like, had it been 2 years ago with Star Wars or like with Fortnite, I probably wouldn't have touched the game. I wouldn't have touched the game. Like, but with all the collaborations that they're bringing in at the moment, it's just been really, really fun. And that's the whole point of a game, is that even though you're competing against 99 other people in a solo game, for instance, you're having fun.
Exactly.
You know, and like, and isn't that what a game is supposed to be, right?
Exactly.
Fun. Speaking of which,
I've seen Dead by Daylight doing a collab with Attack on Titan. Out of all the freaking IPs,
of all the IPs that they do, like like I know they did things with like Halloween, Friday the 13th, and a couple of other things. So like, I guess running out of like horror collabs that they can make, I guess they have to branch out. So, but Attack on Titan.
Yeah. So basically, you can get skins that are Attack on Titan like themed, but additionally, when you log in, you see like the wall in the background with a Titan.
Oh, okay. So it's done that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they did like a one with Dragon Ball themselves, and like the boss is, or like they introduce the big bad, and it is like Frieza, or it's like Vegeta going, "You see, Frieza, I'm not just of an ordinary Saiyan."
Dude, I found some screenshots. I don't know if they're real. It doesn't feel real.
Of
what they're doing. It doesn't feel real.
See.
But
oh my god! I've just seen. I can see now what you mean on the Discord here. Oh, I wish I had a browser source to be able to show the chat, but like, my god, to the dinner table and beyond.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's cringe, but go off.
Absolutely. Like, it's all space themed and everything. Like, wow. Okay. Like, and then the Attack on Titan is like a skin that makes you look like a Titan. Like,
yeah, they have a whole page about it right now, and you get, for the survivors, you can get Eren, Mikasa, Levi's, like all of those uniforms, and then you have 2 killers, Armored Titan or Hammer Titan that you can get.
I bet they've probably been balanced and everything as well, though, haven't they? So,
I mean, what the heck is going on with the collabs, man?
It's going absolutely mad, to be honest. Like, it's going seriously mad with the collabs. Like, it's been like a lot of the collabs that I've seen or have played in the last like year, especially, have just been on a whole different level. Like, as my kind of like comfy chill kind of game, or like a chill game that I just like can use as like mind rot, basically, I'll play World of Warships Legends, which is the console version of that game, and I literally just use like 2 or 3 ships at a time and just play. Don't care how well I do or anything, I just play. But like, they did one with Azure Lane, and they've done several actually with Azure Lane, which is again an anime that's based off of battleships. You know, your characters are like the Nelson, the Hood, the Scharnhorst, all like battleship names or like warship names, but they're anime girls. So it's kind of like the
I think I've
warship.
seen screenshots of that.
It's like the warship version of Galsund Panzer, I think it is. And like it's a really cool thing there. But then they've also done things with Warhammer, for instance, where they've had like Justinian lions coming in as a captain who goes, "For glory of the Empire," as like a command call out, and it's like it's pretty crazy. And like it's like when you get like what they call a dev strike, which is a devastating strike where you've completely annihilated something with more than half of its health in a single hit. He then goes, "Another heretic deleted." It's like, but like, collaborations seem to be going absolutely mad, especially in the COVID times.
Yeah.
Like, they've been trying to kind of like mix and work together to kind of like advertise each other, really, because like the latest one, for instance, on Fortnite is Destiny 2.
Yeah.
So Destiny 2's just released a new season, and they have just announced next year's content, Lightfall.
Yeah.
So they've just showcased all of that off. So to add to the advertising, they've done a collaboration with Fortnite. So all of a sudden, Destiny's now free with Epic Games, all of the expansions, and you can play as either Zavala, Ikora, or Elsie Bray, who are the three main characters who aren't yourself in Fortnite. But in Destiny, you have special armors dropping that look like Fortnite stuff. So it's like it's quite cool there. Also, I'm just going to catch up on the chat there as well. Hey Q, thank you for the luck, bud. Have a comfy time with us. And Brandon, hello. I see you lurking. Hello, and it's me. We lost out on Cade. I know. Cade 6, super amazing. Oh, I missed your message as well. Can't wait for Master Chief from Fortnite to get his own game. Yeah, yes, I wonder what 100%. Game I wonder what game that is. You know, might be something to do with Halo. I don't know.
Dude, have you seen Goku from Fortnite and his Kamiyamama?
That reminds me, actually. Hel's friend Mark tagged me in something on the Discord. It's on YouTube, and it's like literally creators or streamers trying to pronounce the Kamehameha. Like there's two pronunciations. There's two pronunciations for it, and these guys were getting it completely wrong. Like they were going Kami-Homi-Ha or like Kami-Yima-Ha. Like it's either Kamehameha or Kamehameha. If you're
I say Kamehameha. That's what I'm.
Like Kamehameha is the actual pronunciation, but if you speak with a drawl, it's Kamehameha. If you have like a southern
I don't have that accent,
US accent, so yeah, it's either Kamehameha I wouldn't get or and like these streamers were like saying, "Oh, it's Kamehameha," and it's like, "Oh my god, how bad are you butchering these?" Like,
but the Kamiyamama thing that went viral, that was just a troll, though.
Yeah, that was the troll bit, but like there was actually a video of people actually just like doing a review of this move, and they were pronouncing it so badly, so wrong, so wrong. It was
then
hilarious.
Again, I don't really like if you're not like super into anime or something. It's iconic within the anime community.
Right. But it's like if you're going to make the video on it, at least do a smidgen of research on how it's pronounced and stuff. You know, it's like these guys were literally jumping on and making the video. They had to have either like played the game or and heard Goku saying Kamehameha, the fact that they are saying it that way, and then you're pronouncing it completely the opposite. Like it's, I guess you can't teach stupid really with that.
Like, if anything, I feel like maybe they're trying to put out content so fast that they just don't care about researching.
They're trying to clickbait it, and it's like,
I
and they're
mean,
getting called out for it.
if anything, when it comes to those sort of things, usually you want to be first, or if you're like too late, you won't get any views. So they
You
just
want
put
to
it
be
out without
first.
researching.
Yeah,
Probably too, because it's kids seeing it, and a lot
yeah.
of kids haven't seen Dragon Ball anyway.
Yeah, you want to like jump onto either like be the first or into the algorithm as it all of a sudden gets that surge of a content. So you either want to be in like the absolute first, or you really want to be right in the middle of it all, because the algorithm will
I mean,
push
if you're
you.
bigger, I'd say be first, since a lot of people are
Bigger,
watching it
be
anyway.
first, smaller, get in the middle.
Yeah,
because the
I
algorithm
don't know
will
how to deal
trigger
with
and push you.
algorithms.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Eventually I'm going to be starting YouTube and putting like VOD clips and things like that. So this VOD I will actually be saving.
Yay!
I'll be saving that onto my computer and making a couple of like little small edits and then uploading that as the VOD. Eventually when I actually start the YouTube, but I'm taking my time off first. I will be taking my 2 weeks off. Because yes, I do need to slightly address that, but yeah, I will be taking my time off soon. Don't worry, guys.
The thing
Don't
is
worry
that
about me.
I want to start YouTube too, but it's so intimidating.
It is. It's a whole different kettle of fish. Like with Twitch, you go live at a time. You got a community that kind of comes along and works with you and is like your kind of
it's a collective thing, in my
friends.
opinion. Like, it's something you do with other people, while
Indeed.
YouTube is like you have to record it alone, then you have to make
YouTube
your freaking edits alone.
Yeah, it's very impersonal, isn't it? Like you're making content to try and be personable, but also it like the actual creation of a content is very impersonal. So it's almost like you're faking it till you make it kind of thing when it comes to that. So like I think the only exceptions really is if you're kind of creating like that ASMR style content where you're like doing audios and things like that, because you're acting as though there is someone there. Because if you're making like
that goes for normal like Let's Players too. They pretend that you're there.
Yeah, they're commentating on the game as though there is a chat, but there isn't a chat kind of thing.
Yeah, and I feel like if anything, YouTube is more for the people who want to put something out there that people can appreciate after the fact. Like, oh, I'm a creative person and I like criticizing arts or movies or whatever. Maybe some would appreciate my humor, so I'll put it out there. While Twitch is more like, hey, I wanna game stuff, but I don't want to be alone. Please join me.
Like the thing that I like, the vibe I get from like say Twitch and YouTube is with YouTube it's something like if you've only got say like the time of like say a single day or like an entire day or like a day and a bit, where then you're creating the content and then you can schedule the upload and go from there, and you don't have to be present when the premiere is happening, i.e. when the video drops. Although it's advisable to be. Whereas with Twitch, it's kind of like you're live, you're doing things, you're doing everything with your viewers. So like you're doing everything here now. And it's very reliant on people being there straight away. Whereas with YouTube, it's something that can like gather over a time period. So it's kind of like if you're like for instance working full time and stuff like that, I can see why like YouTube would be a preferred option over Twitch, because with that you only have to be making the content every so often and then like building it, making it in batches and then batch uploading, which is more manageable. You know, any more traffic than that and it starts getting into again full-time territory. So yeah. When it comes to Twitch, it's kind of like, oh, I'm streaming on a whim, or I'm streaming as part of a little schedule that we've created, and you know, it's stuff like that. Sometimes I don't know if this is something that you've had. I find it really, really hard sometimes to kind of keep to a schedule, because like your schedule based off of your energy level at the time being really good, and then sometimes you like get to the day and like your energy level or like your wellness is just like through the floor. And
Yeah, that's
like,
something that's really hard. And the thing is that when it comes to Twitch and becoming like growing, trying to grow, you need consistency, and that's why I think where I am at right now. Like, I have been stuck around the same average viewers for over a year now. I can't seem to get out of it, and I simply think it's because I can't put more effort into it than what I'm already doing right now, which is twice or three times a week.
which is fair
Because I have
enough.
stage fright. It's really hard for me to get over, and it drains me so much being on stream compared to like VC in a Discord server. Like, I could be there streaming games for hours, just vibing with people. But as soon as I get on Twitch, there will always be the pressure that, oh, you need to perform well, you need to do this, you need to be sociable, you can't stay quiet, and all of that. And it's very taxing at the same time as you know that people are watching. Um,
Absolutely.
you
Like,
know?
I can fully relate to that because I actually said this to my Discord last night, which is when I dropped off of doing the stream last night because I was supposed to
Mm-hmm.
stream but I just didn't have the energy to do so. But when it came to that, oh, hello, Slender. Hello. Thank you
Hello.
for first time chat. Hello, hello. How are you doing today?
Hi.
Like I was explaining it, like you can play games left, right, and center. I could play games for hours and hours on end.
Mm-hmm.
However, the moment it comes to streaming those games, it adds an
Yeah.
extra element of what I'm
Mm.
managing on top. And even though we try not to think about it in terms of like the numbers, the stats, and things like that, as much
Mm-hmm.
as we try not to think about it, it is always there. It is always there at the back of our
Yeah.
minds. It's like so it's like just trying to kind of shut that out. Like I try not to look at how many I've got in chat at the moment or anything like that, but sometimes it just blows it up in my face, and I'm like, oh, hello, 15 people. Like, so.
Yeah.
But
And I feel like also the hard part when you've been streaming for a longer time and you make friends and stuff. To me, I don't know if it's like having friends and then seeing them grow and them getting out of your league all of a sudden, and you're like, holy frick, what have I been doing with my streaming? I'm not growing at all, yet they are like, I don't know, 10 times the size of me now. And
yeah,
it's very hard not to compare yourself in a community that's basically just a competition. I feel like a lot of people make it competitive. It's always about the numbers, like, oh, you need to grow, sort of, or um, if you have high numbers, then that makes you a good VTuber, which I feel is kind of meh. You have 10, like, people have been streaming for 10 years and they're super funny,
yeah,
yet they don't get more than 10 viewers, or sometimes even 5. And I'm like, what the heck?
yeah.
Or,
Like,
for example, I know Latanya. I'm gonna say this to the day I die. Latanya, she's a wonderful VTuber from Sweden, and she has all the qualities that I have seen like huge partner level streamers have. In high quality streams, super interactive. She's super funny, but she has been stuck around the same place for a long time, and
yeah,
I really don't get how she's not partner yet, in my opinion. And I see this with a lot
it's
of people too.
it is one of those like
Um,
cruel things, isn't it? Like
mm-hmm,
with because over the near 9 months now that I've been streaming for,
mm-hmm,
I've outgrown some channels that have been streaming at the
mm-hmm,
same time as me, which is amazing in the sense that I've been able to kind of break out the way I have, but also like
mm-hmm,
those guys should have come along with me. Like they are just as comfy,
mm-hmm.
just as lovely, just as cool, just as blubby as I am. So like they deserve
Yeah.
just as much recognition as I have. But then again, I've also had it from the other end where there are a couple of streamers that I kind of met within the last like few months that were smaller than me, and they've
Mm-hmm.
exploded to about twice to three times my size. Again, all
Yeah.
because they've just hit that nail on the head at the right time. right place, right time. They've just hit that nail on the head. And like, this is how brutal Twitch can be sometimes. Is literally, if you hit the nail on the head, you're fine. If you don't, you're buried.
Like, and that's the thing. I feel like a lot of people try to find the hidden formula to how to grow and become partner and whatever. And people saying like, the infighting in the community, that's kind of like, oh yeah, you have to, like, today if you want to get big, you need to pay a lot. You need to have a good model, good overlays, all that stuff. And other people are like, no, that doesn't matter at all. It's all about luck. And I'm just like, it's a combination of all of those things.
It's a
like
combination of good aesthetic, good personality, and the right usage of algorithms on socials. That's
like, I might be very cynical here, but I feel like there are a lot of nice partner streamers, sure, but I feel like it also takes a little bit, like, I don't want to like out people or anything. To me, it seems like a lot of the people who grow big have, the competitive mindset and knows how to play the system, because you can play it. There are techniques that I know for a fact that some of the people I know now that are partner have used techniques to grow, that have been passed down from other partners, and now today they don't work as well. And for example, rating upward, cloud chasing, that stuff, you can climb because of it if you do it subtly. You can't, if you're too obvious with it, people will catch on to that you're a cloud chaser. But there are a bunch of partner people right now that have been cloud chasers. They did it really well, so it's not visible. There's nothing wrong with cloud chasing.
Yeah, there isn't. In some cases, that's the way that you kind of advertise yourself, isn't it? Like, if it gets you attention, then there you go. You've kind of won the day with that, haven't you? So, like, that's how my understanding of doing that is. Not that I try to do that myself, because in some cases it can be ultra uncomfy and ultra stinky, basically. But I can understand why people would do that.
The thing is, like, cloud chasing, to me, I don't see a problem with like communicating with bigger people, because they have more experience. They know how to stream. They can potentially help you. Like having 100%. A wise mentor. If you're friends, they raid you back, and you can grow your community that way. Sure, if there's like a sort of equivalent exchange, they get some friendship out of it, you get friendship and maybe even help, and it's not seen as like, they're not seen as tools, to grow.
It's
I have a problem when people cloud chase, but then like discard them, like them thinking that, oh, I thought we were friends though. I'm like, no, basically I just used you to climb high.
Yeah, that's the scummy kind of bit of it, isn't it? Like,
that's the scummy cloud chasing.
Like, for instance, like we've developed our friendship over a few months now, and like most of my like VTuber friends are bigger channels than me. There were a couple of friends of mine who is like Ever Truer, for instance, who is exploded on Twitch. Really, she started off the same time as me, hit the nail on the head, and basically has gone to the moon. But every single time I'm kind of like dropping by or messaging her or anything like that, she just drops everything and is immediately there. It's such a lovely friendship there, because again, I do the same for her. And like, it's being built around this organic friendship. And like, again, while a lot of these channels that I am like, or creators that I'm friends with are larger than me, did I befriend them because I like the fact that they have lots of viewers? No. Most of the time I just vibed with them. I vibed well in their chat, I vibed well with them in their community, and then vibed well with them personally. So it's like, and it's kind of gone from there. Same thing with you. It's like, I came in with a raid, vibed with you in a chat, then vibed with you in the Discord, and then we are in each other's DMs, just like vibing with each other here and there as well, making sure that we're both comfy and okay and everything. Just to catch up on chats for hello Ty. Oh, you're back from vacay. How was the vacation, bud? Like, yeah, it's it's a fine line though in terms of like going for the right way about it and the wrong way about it, and it's so easy to
Mm,
go the wrong way about it, which is kind of why I was like checking in with you to make sure that
mm,
like I wasn't going the wrong way with you, because
mm,
I have gone the wrong way with one or two, and like I've learned that lesson and kind of like went, well, this wasn't my intention, I just wanted
mm,
this, not this.
mm.
So yeah, but again, it's an easy mistake to make because there is no grey area. It is literally black and white, and that line is so easy to cross, so easy to
Mm.
cross that you don't realize it until it's too late, and it is super annoying. That
Yeah.
like you don't know that you've gone across that line until it is far too late. So yeah,
Mm. Yeah.
so
Like, uh, yeah, the whole cloud chasing thing. Like in general, I feel like for example, I spent a lot of moolah on my setup, but that just hasn't really made me grow at all.
it's just improved your
I'd say that
aesthetic.
I stay at the same level no matter like where I am on my journey, and as much as I want to grow, I can see so many difficulties with being big that I'm kind of like, what do I do? Do I want to? I'm one of those people who would feel too guilty, for example, quitting if I was ever partner. I would probably feel like, that like I have to continue doing it even if I would grow tired of VTubing.
Yeah,
Um, you know, try to
it's
keep everyone satisfied.
it's kind of
It's
like
easier now to be like, hey, I don't want to stream today. I want to hang out with people in Discord and like, see how they're doing and just have a chill evening with the community instead of doing something big on Twitch. And I can
this.
do that now because we're not like overly many people.
Well, this is kind of like what I've been kind of doing recently, and it's been working really nicely actually. And, like, it's not the
Mm,
intention that I was going to make it work like this, where I've ended up with, again, generally averaging just over the 10 now, 10
mm,
viewers per stream, which my goal was 15 eventually by the 1 year anniversary. Um,
mm,
but like just by vibing with the community a little bit more, where I've done like movie nights, like I've done this weekly movie night recently, and it's been actually really
mm,
nice to do because it's been almost like a night off for me, but I'm still doing something with the community.
mm,
So like it's been really comfort and chill because I'm putting something on, but do I have to commentate or do I have to make it funny? Do I have to play a game with it? No, I don't. It's just a movie and I just
mm,
sit and chill with the community with it, and it's been going really nicely.
mm,
And being able to vibe with them a little bit afterwards as well, like a little bit of a post movie chat as well, has always been fun.
mm.
What also helps is that they're Star Wars movies usually, so we get to kick them while they're already down.
Eh,
Especially
mm.
the sequel trilogy.
Oh,
Yeah, but like I honestly that kind of idea I actually got from you when you did the
oh,
kind of like the Discord movie night with
mm.
what was it?
Turning red.
Murder on the Orient
Huh?
Express was the one
Oh
that I
yeah,
dropped
that
by.
one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I wasn't feeling too well, so I cancelled the stream that night. This was kind of for about two
Yeah.
months ago now. This was, and I just dropped on by
Mm.
and just hung and chilled, and it was a lovely experience. And I thought I should really do that with my kind of community, see how they
Yeah, I feel like to
vibe
me
with it.
it's just so much easier for me to be like, hey guys, like I'm definitely not feeling for it, the stage fright too much. But as a compensation, let's watch a movie or like do something, play a game on like this day or something. And since I have an 18 plus community, we have nights of like just having a few sips of beer or cider together playing Cards Against Humanity. It's a nice
Like a
thing.
little
Plus,
games night
it's
thing.
really fun that people enjoy that too. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's something that I also plan to do at some point as well, is to expand out on this because of again, because the movie nights have been so good, so maybe like bringing in like a
Mm-hmm.
gaming vibe and stuff like that, so as like a backup
Uh,
to the stream to just vibe with chat in the server and kind of make more use of the server, because like the server at the moment it's active, but it's still small. So there's like 30 odd people in it, which is cozy and comfy. But again, if I'm going to be making the events, I'll be looking to expand on that at some point. So, like, yeah, for reference, I'm just going to type in the chat here. For everybody who is in the chat at the moment, if you do wish to come along and join or follow me on the Twitter and everything, there you are. The Burb app. And if you're also new here as well, I also will shout you out again. It won't actually let me tag you, so I actually have to type your name out completely there. So just Twitch things. Like even though you're appearing in chat, it won't let me tag you in chat. It's like okay. So yes, it's like it's because my thought process is probably exactly the same as yours. If it's something that if I can't stream it on Twitch because again stage fright, or I'm getting anxiety, or I'm feeling unwell because of anxiety or something like that, which I think has been what has been happening recently, is where I've had like my bits of feeling a bit unwell. It's actually been more anxiety related or something along those lines, which is probably explaining why I'm taking this break as well, because it's just built up to that. But hello, Sirnet. Hello. First time chatter, welcome. So like being having plan B kind of it's probably a good idea, like to have like, and again the whole idea of movie night I'll shamelessly say this, I stole it from you.
That's okay. I didn't come up with it. It's a thing that people do with their communities. I just feel like in general, I'm one of those people who I've never been comfortable really saying that, oh, this is my community or this is my stream. I've always been the person to say, oh, this is our stream that we do together here. I feel like that is the vibe I want to give off too, because I honestly, I would never feel good enough to like take credit for everything that happens on the stream, because I bounce back off people in chat.
Absolutely.
People clip me. I mean, people work, they look out for me, you know, and I don't want that to go unnoticed. So I would never feel comfortable saying that it's mine, really. And that is why I feel like, oh, off stream, there has to be engagement too. People need to feel like they're part of the community, they're part of the things that we do. So that's why the like frequent hangouts, like honestly, we hang out like every day in Discord. Regardless of what day it is. I'm like, I can pop in, like say hi, I need to go cook now, but I hope you guys have a great evening. And I mean, we're trying to host some Dungeons and Dragons. It's been taking so long. It's so hard trying to manage people from different time zones.
Yeah, I can 100% relate
some people
with that.
in America, and right now we have like 3 groups, right? So it's an odd number, and then the middle group that I've seen now, they're like both from America and Europe. And I'm like, I need to make sure that they can have a comfortable time where they can, you know, actually get time enough to play a session.
Like I feel
because a session can be like 3 hours, 4 or 5 hours. So
I feel like if it's American Europe, you can kind of work those around each other. But if you've got, say, like America and like Southeast Asia, for instance, that's very difficult. Very, very difficult.
But it's also difficult, like, for example, we have people with kids on the server. People who have kids and their parents and they work full time. Other people, various.
Yeah,
like we have the whole range of people. Everyone from completely unemployed and can hang out whenever, to people who barely have any time to swing by because life is a lot.
Yeah.
And it's nice to all of those people can connect in one community, but it also is hard to organize something for a lot of people due to that.
Yeah, 100%. Because like in our community, the humanity community, like there's a few of us who work really insociable hours. Like Zed, for instance, at the moment is working extremely unsociable hours, which is why he swings by, but he's still working usually, and he works night shifts, day shifts, left, right, and center. Like Zed is like the example of someone who is so dedicated to the humanity. He was there in the first stream. He's been there in every single stream since. Like, that's absolute dedication. Like, he was one of my first followers as well. And like, even though he works so much, he still finds that little bit of time. And every time I see him in chat, I smile because, like, because of the fact that he has taken the time out of his day, and this is the same with everybody else in the chat as well. But like using Zed as an example, every time I see you guys in the chat, it makes me smile because there are people here who are taking time out to come and see me be a complete idiot on a game. And
same though, I can relate to this.
With it. And like be comfy with it, you know, like we have our own like little memes. So if I ever do play warships on stream, like if I decide to ram another ship, everyone floods the chat with ramming speed, you know. It's like but thank you for the hydrate, Ty. Thank you all. Hydration check.
Yes. Oh my god, I forgot.
Yes. And like you never chatted here, so not
yes,
here.
Hello.
Not specifically.
Yes, Solinet's my mod.
Yes. See that alert for the first time as a mod, like, yeah. Although you're here, you two talk a lot, don't forget to hydrate. Yeah, time. We do talk a lot,
thank you for the reminder, honestly. It is, I never hydrate on stream unless someone tells me to because I'm just too into a game.
It's a bit of a meme, isn't it? Where I drench you, like I literally just drown you with the hydrate memes.
Yeah.
Because when
honestly, I'm so grateful for that, though.
Yeah, I think that's how our friendship kind of like really began. Actually, was the meme of me drowning you
take care of me.
Hydrate, like just hydrating the Burby, and then like we were talking, and I'm like just making sure the Burby is comfy, you know, and well hydrated, and then that's kind of like being where it's rolled on, and then we were DMing each other and that. So yeah, it's been quite a lot of fun doing that. Like, and this has been, we've talked a lot, as Ty said. We do talk a lot together.
Yeah. Talkative buddies.
Yes, absolutely. The talkative manatee and the talkative cockatoo.
Yeah.
Blub blub.
Very much in character for me, though.
Yes.
Trademark. I talk on and on. For like, I have a difficulty just knowing when to quit, like end it. That's why my just chatting sections are like 1 to 2 hours long every stream.
Like for me, my like I tend to run out of steam with a just chatting segment after about 10 to 15 minutes, because it's normally like a bit of an update to the channel, a little bit of a chat with chat, and then we're then ready to go into the game basically. It's not normally like I don't normally bring big topics of conversation into just chattings, although I probably should. But I don't do like what you do, where you bring in a topic of a conversation and then you just go with the flow.
Like, I don't know if I haven't really talked about how I feel about my just chatting sections before, so this will probably be new for anyone who watches me here too. But like, I never prepare for them. I legit just go in. If anything, the 5 minutes before stream, I'm like, has anything happened recently? No, okay, maybe I'll just say a meme or something, and then it just kind of it spirals. That's the thing, it spirals. I never plan it, and that's why it's also very long, because I just go off on tangents, and as you probably noticed, I has sort of been brought up in a household where monologuing is very frequent. So I have grown to monologue a lot myself, and that's really good for streaming. Since no one's talking other than me, so I can monologue. But that also makes it a bit hard to keep up with chat all the time. It's like
Imagine
talking for too
planning your
long.
stream, Imagine preparing, like, I used to do that a lot with the earlier days. I used to be like, right, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do that, I need to do that, and like plan. But as of late, with everything being like, especially last couple of months, where like things have been very up and down in terms of like the way everything's gone, with like Twitch, OBS, and things like that. Like my attitude has literally just been right, scuff it and go with it.
Yeah.
Just go with the scuff. But
Yeah, and I feel like if I prep too much, I would feel like a lot of time I get like a heart attack before stream because it's stage fright for me every time.
Stage fright anxiety kind of thing.
And that's why it's always so hard for me to stream more than I already do, because it's just I don't know. It's like a mental thing. Like I enjoy being on stream. I love hanging out with everybody in my community, but just getting to the hit stream makes me very nervous. But as soon as I'm in there, as soon as I am streaming, it's 100% fine, and I love it.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same. Like
it's hard.
So streamers like DMing, the newbie prepares everything, and the experienced ones know that preparations are a waste of time because nothing will go as planned. Yes, Ty, absolutely.
Exactly.
You hit the nail on the head there.
100% agree.
Like 100%. Like can very much fully relate. That's the biggest thing I've learned on here is like, no matter how much I prepare, something's gonna happen, and I'm just gonna end up scuffing it anyway. So, like, our prep time for this was suspiciously short.
And then also, like, especially if you're not as huge as so many other people are, I feel like there's also less pressure of it being scuffed.
100%. Like, I think
I don't know. As much as I wanted to look super pretty and everything, I can't do more than what I'm already doing. I guess, like mentally speaking, I don't think it could just take trying to be perfect. Like that's the thing with VTubing in general. You get so insecure due to like what the market, quote unquote, market looks like. Especially as a female presenting VTuber, I always have that constant pressure on me that I'm supposed to be like cute and I'm supposed to speak like this and I'm supposed to be so moe and marketable plushie mode,
There I am, like, hello.
I'm just not like that. I'm a fucking dork, and yeah, I just wish
and
a lot of people.
You're an adorable dork, by the way.
Can't say that. You can't say that on your stream. I don't allow it, even if it's yours.
I can shrimp on my own stream, thank you.
Gosh darn it.
The only thing I'm not allowed to do on my stream is to say sorry. That is a banned word.
You said sorry now, though.
I know, right? I'm gonna get told off right now.
Oh,
Ty's gonna go tell me off or something.
Into Saga, please. No, but I feel like there is a pressure that you have to act like, what is seen as moe, I guess, marketable. Yeah. And I always feel insecure that if I just had a different voice, maybe if I took some voice training classes, because that's an insecurity of mine, if I got rid of my accent, if I went on improv classes, I could maybe grow big if I did that. But then again, it's kind of like, how much do I want to distance myself from my actual self just to grow? Because I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could live with myself knowing that, hey, I just threw away so much of who I am just to grow.
Yeah, like the things that you're pointing out, like your accent, your voice, and things like that, those are things that can make you stand out as well in terms of being marketable as well. Like I'm in the same camp though. I kind of want to kind of go through like voice training classes and things like that because
Mm.
I can come about very nasally sometimes and like I just want to kind of
I don't
train
hear that
myself
at
out of
all.
that. That's because I'm trying not to at the moment. But like I can sometimes slip into that and then I end up being very nasally and it doesn't
Mm.
come across very well in a mic. But
Okay.
also, I want to kind of energize my voice a bit more and learn how to kind of do that a bit more. Because in some cases,
Mm.
I can have a bit of a lazy voice where I'll literally just rumble my voice on my larynx rather than
Mm.
actually exclaiming stuff. So, like if I'm reading, I can really emphasize my words like I'm doing right now, like
Mm.
emphasize all of those parts of my phrases and stuff. Um,
Mm.
Whereas if I'm kind of like just like commentating, it's all too easy to slip into the monotone. I'm just like streaming out of my larynx, and sometimes it becomes nasally, that kind of thing.
Mm.
So if I kind of like train myself a bit more away from that, then that's something that I want to do. But again, I know that like a lot of things that we point out as insecurities about ourselves are actually
Mm.
things that make us stand out, and a lot of the times it's in that good way. Like
Mm.
because I don't know about you, but this is something that I've had pointed out for me is that like one of the things that I was really insecure about was my voice, and some people actually
Yeah.
find my voice super comfy, but I don't
Oh
see
yeah,
it.
I've had
But
that.
I don't see it myself, but I guess people obviously think that. So yeah,
Yeah, and you have the subjective right to enjoy our voices. That's
yeah,
like Cylinder is saying, for example, heavy accents like mine. I have a Swedish accent. It's not the most pronounced Swedish accents out of Swedish VTubers in general. Um, you can look around. Like Alfie, who's super big, has a heavy Swedish accent, sort of.
you've
I
even got
think compared to
Pewds.
mine. Um, but then again, we have other ones who have like an American accent, have been able to tweak their own accents so they're less pronounced.
Yeah, I think like
And
Rumi
in
on
general, I'm just lucky that I am Swedish and that my accent is usually, you can understand it. If anything, it's just goofy. Like I can't pronounce CH sounds as well as I do SH.
Cha.
So when I say chat, it becomes chat.
Yeah.
And a lot
Um,
of people laugh at that, and I'm just like, yeah, you totally meant to do that.
yeah.
You
Like
know?
like for me, I have a British accent, obviously because I'm British.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I didn't have a British accent, I would be very concerned. Um,
No.
but the I do have a regional twang, and like it sometimes
Mm,
slips out. I tend to try and talk a bit with the what they call the BBC accent,
okay.
where it is very anglicized. It's very, it sounds
Yeah.
almost posh, but isn't posh. Like it's clear, concise, and I'm doing it
Mm,
right now. Is it's clear, concise, and if I was pronouncing everything properly, then it would be the full
mm,
BBC accent. But of course, I don't sometimes do that. I will just slip into some of my regional slang, whilst also maintaining the accent. But sometimes I will
mm,
drop into my regional accent, and that is very weird.
mm,
Because I'm from a region where farmers are pretty much the big kind of thing. It's like a very
mm,
agricultural area of the country.
yeah.
And
Mm,
so people from where I am around talk with a very, very weird accent.
yeah.
They miss their H's, for instance. Like for instance, I drop the H's a lot in my normal accent, whereas when I'm streaming, I
Mm,
don't tend to do that. Like I'll pronounce H's with a H, whereas if I go into my regional accent, it's H.
mm,
I've completely missed the h. And sometimes I completely miss the T's as well because well
mm,
British, but yeah, I go
mm.
British in it. Um,
British.
yeah, exactly. how to sound British in one easy word. British.
A bottle of water.
Exactly.
Could you procure me with a bottle of water?
Almost. You almost had that.
I can't. The thing is, though, fun thing. As soon as you get some booze in me, I can sort of put on a really bad British accent. I can't do it sober because I feel too insecure about trying any accents out.
There's no such thing as a bad British accent when you know Cockneys exist. Because they have their own rhyming slang for things, and it's just like. But the thing is that a lot of the time that British accents are emulated, it is the Cockney accent and not the normal British accent. So like, but the Cockney accent isn't that common. It's only in East London that you will find, or North East London that you'll find the Cockney accent. Everywhere else, you will find either a normal, normal BBC British accent, or like a Northern accent where they're like Northern. They will emphasize the I up, you know, that kind of thing. I can't really do it very well, but like, yeah.
It reminds me of like, what is the, okay, I'm sorry. I always keep mixing up like Scottish and Irish.
So
like
Irish,
accents.
they go paddy and say tree instead of three, where Scottish say I and have a very thick accent there. So Hell is Hell the Crow VTuber is she's not Scottish, but she has the Scottish accent. So she's a great example of listening to someone with a lovely Scottish accent. Whereas there's also Weiwei Luciat, who is a vampire VTuber, and she is Irish, and she has quite a thick, she's got quite a thick Cork accent. If in my opinion, like it's quite a thick Corkish kind of accent. But yeah, but like there's quite big differences between them, but they both get lumped into the same like group basically. Like, yeah, it's quite easy for people to kind of like go, oh, that's Scottish when it's Irish and vice versa. But like to someone who's English, it's quite easy to tell them apart. And it's also easy to tell a Glaswegian Scottish accent and an Edinburgh Scottish accent and a Highlander Scottish accent apart, because the Highlander is very harsh on the accent, very, very harsh. The Edinburgh accent is quite posh. It's so posh sounding that it's not. It almost doesn't sound Scottish, but it is Scottish. And then you've got your Glaswegian accent, which is, well, not even English half of the time. So, yeah.
Man. I need to learn. Like, the thing is, I can barely tell apart
they
accents within my own country.
Yeah.
So.
Like, Glaswegians just want to talk to you. You know, I really can't do it very well.
It's something that I dislike so much. I was on the Swedish VTuber server, and we got in on accents for some reason, and everyone was hating on my accent specifically, Stockholmska, which is the Stockholm accent. And I never really understood why. You know, because if anything, the Stockholm accent is probably the most clear one out of all of the different Swedish accents. It's the one accent that a lot of people from other countries can understand. For example, Norwegians have an easier time understanding probably that accent because it's very clear with the words. It's kind of, I guess it's kind of like the BBC one that you mentioned, but a Swedish version of that when it comes to how clear and like universal it is.
Or like a capital accent, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But then you have other, like Skånska, for example, is probably the one that people talk about the most because it's kind of funny to try and have that accent. Skånska, like that, you know. It's a weird, fun pronunciation. I can barely do it myself, but then apparently there are so many other accents that I can't. I'm so bad at geography and stuff too. So to me, it doesn't matter. As long as I can understand you, I can barely tell accents apart. is if they're very heavy and regional. That I
like
can.
Glaswegian, it's really hard to tell like what someone from Glasgow is saying half of the time. No offense to them or anything. It's just the harshness of that dialect is just extreme. It's like Scouse for the English language. Like Scouse accents and Brummie accents, for instance, especially, are quite hard to understand.
That's why I just dislike it when people are like so biased and like, oh, I hate Stockholmska, even though you're probably the most clear, like that have the clearest accent out of all of us. Well, because I think that a Stockholm person communicating with someone with a super heavy other Swedish accent, the Swedish person might not understand the person with the heavy accent, but the person with the heavy accent can understand anything that the one with the Stockholm accent says. So I don't know. Usually the only response I heard was that, oh, people from Stockholm are mean. And I'm like, well, thank you, question mark.
Thank you. Come again.
Thank you. Like, oh yeah, they're just so uptight and like so stressed out, man. They speak so quickly. And I'm like, what the frick are you talking about?
I think that's kind of like an assumption with a lot of capital accents, though, is that like the idea around people from the capitals is that they tend to be a bit uptight and everything. Like for instance, it is the same over here with the Londoners. Like if you're from like London, then you're seen as a bit uptight. But like, I don't see it at all myself. Like I'm friends with a few Londoners, and they're probably about as down to earth as we are, even though we're a bit unhinged. But you know.
And I feel the funny thing is about the capital accents, it's so hard to say like, oh yeah, you have the Stockholm accent, because in Stockholm there are so many different accents in the community. For example, we have the very classical Lidingö accent, which is like they really pronounce their eyes like Lidingö, you know, very posh, because that's like the rich people area. And for example, I have been living in the suburbs a lot of the time, so I have kind of like a standard Swedish accent, and we sound nothing alike. It's so weird to me that you group up people's accents like that in one, because there's so many inner regional accents in one community.
Like with Stockholm for you, it's kind of like the different counties for us in particular, like the density that you've got of population in Stockholm is the same. It would be the same as say like having like say Hampshire, Somerset, Dorset, Wiltshire, Oxfordshire, Buckinghamshire, and that kind of thing, and then seeing all the different accents that you get from there. Because like Oxford and Buckinghamshire accents are very, very posh, whereas then the moment you go just a bit south into Hampshire, they sound like they're about to like farm your fields and stuff like that. They have a very strong accent that's like got a huge twang to it, and that's literally just stepping about less than 20 miles. In some cases. So yeah, I can fully understand accents and stuff on that.
Exactly.
So where am I on this? Oh, I've got a couple more on the list as well. I actually made a couple of little questions on the list here, just as like I had some ideas last night on what to ask you, and I didn't want to forget them, so I listed them. So at the moment, what is your favorite game to play? Like in general, what is your favorite game? Whether be on stream or off stream?
Like right now, like I have phases where I have a phase of this game, then I will lay it off for a while, and then I'll maybe return to it later. Right now, that phase is Cuphead. I'm playing a lot of Cuphead right now.
I saw you were playing it in the Discord earlier.
Yeah, exactly. I play it a lot now because I got the DLC thanks to Hebe here.
Yo.
But otherwise, I like Valheim. Want to get back into it. I like Project Zomboid. I like sort of like open world things or semi-open world with survival elements. I like survival stuff. But additionally, I have also gotten more into horror games. Even though I have a very weak heart, I do not enjoy horror too much. It's always nice being able to put one on stream, play it with people around me that can keep me company so I can make it through, because then I feel so accomplished afterwards, because usually it's like games that I've never been able to see a playthrough of because I'm too scared. And then I get through the whole game in one sitting and I'm like, what the heck just happened? Did we actually do that? You know?
Yeah.
So that's I like a bunch of different games.
I'm yet to do a horror game stream itself. Although it will be a matter of time before I do that. But like I am also again equally not really cut out for horror games like that. I really hate like spooks and stuff. I think the closest I'll go at the moment is like Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
At the moment, and like that's been quite a lot of fun when I've been able to play it. But of course, I can't stream that unfortunately, so I only play that in like spare time and whenever I am like able to, because my computer won't run OBS and won't run um, Phasmo at the same time. In fact, the only game I can play on PC at the same time as OBS is my Pokemon games.
Oh yeah.
Which are totally legit in every single way. Some recommendations for horror games.
Oh
Go on.
Lord. Well, what
Go
do
on.
you want to
Shoot.
suggest, Selenet? I'd say if you like Phasmo, like if you like playing with other people too, I'd recommend Devour, just because it is spooky, very spooky, but it's a little bit of, instead of you being basically ghost because you're supposed to identify ghosts, right? What a ghost
Yeah, in
is
Phasmo, yeah.
in Phasmo. But in Devour, it's more like it's about a satanic cult, and these are like they don't worship Satan necessarily. It's Azazel, another demon, and each level is basically one of the cult members have turned into, like, been possessed, and you as cult members, or different characters, you're supposed to basically do an exorcism ish by finding things to sacrifice, setting them on fire, and it's about 10 items that you're supposed to do that with. And every time you burn something and get a point, the a possessed person gets harder to deal with.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's very spooky because it can be really hard. I think it's harder than Phasmo.
I've seen things like, say,
But
the
it's not so
Quarry.
difficult that it's undoable.
I've seen things like the Quarry, for instance, where you have to, like, I think you've got to stop some of the evil people, I think it is, who are spreading like this virus or something, and and depending on the choices you make, depends on how many of your team survive, basically. Yeah. What's been suggested? N4BA.
Also,
Absolutely
Lost in
terrifying
Vivo, I
games.
played that on stream. I definitely recommend it. Lost because it's very scary. But for you, especially when it comes to what type of games you can stream, I feel like that game, since it's so, like, the graphics are so retro, that it would probably not be too heavy on one's computer.
Yeah, to put it this way, though, even something like Among Us, which isn't very intensive on the computer, was struggling on my PC with OBS. So I definitely need something with a proper, like, I've only got a quad core processor, so having something with an octa core probably would help a lot. If I just had an octa-core processor in this, because I've got a laptop, I can only have a quad, even though this is i7.
Yeah.
So having that quad core just really strangles what this laptop can really do.
Yeah.
Like, it does a lot. It does a huge amount. It's like, this is not designed to be an OBS using unit. Yeah, I'm using it for OBS. But yeah, like, eventually I hope to have a proper PC when I move. So that'll be a couple months, at least a couple months after I've moved anyway on that, before I've got the PC probably. But I have Xbox to play on still at the moment that I mainly stream games off of. So that is what's made do at the moment. Is that I've been streaming my Xbox games and stuff. So like all of the game playthroughs, apart from Pokemon, which is totally legit. Sorry, I need a drink.
That's okay. We can drink together.
There we go. Yes. My throat went dry. But like Xbox basically had to make do. And while I have a lot of games on Xbox available to me, it's like it's still a lot to kind of like get from the Xbox to the laptop to me, because I don't have a full desk or anything, which is the reason why I don't have a PC. If I had a desk, I'd have a PC. I just don't have a space, unfortunately. But yeah, that's a problem that I'll solve eventually.
Yeah, hopefully. I think the console streaming, especially if you have a weaker like computer, is probably the way to go, since your computer isn't really doing anything other than receiving the image.
Yeah, it's not. It's only having to encode it as a source rather than completely run everything.
Run the game.
It's not doing the old Dennis Waterman, which is a bit of a British meme, where it's not like writing the theme tune, singing the theme tune. You know, it's just playing it.
Yeah.
You know, there's a bit of an old meme from Little Britain, if you've ever seen that.
No, I'm so bad when it comes to like national memes.
Yeah, especially with like British comedy. I don't know if it permeated across into the continent or not. Because I know a lot of continental TV is lost on us over here. Like we don't really see a lot of continental stuff. Like, so I don't know if that was the other way around as well. As much as the BBC tried to plug it to everybody. Yeah. It is a bit of a struggle sometimes to stream off of the card, but also like it's handy to have the card, because even in the future, if I do if I get the proper PC and everything, it'll be I can then do again set console streams, like say Switch streams and things like that. So I'll be able to do that, or I'll be able to crank out the old Xbox for games that are like unique for the Xbox or something like that. You know, instead of having to rebuy
I need
the
to
game
utilize
on PC.
my card much more than I do.
Like for instance, there are some games on there that I really shouldn't have to buy on PC just to play. So I won't. Like I will still play the Xbox version of certain games, unless the PC version can do something that is exponentially greater. Like for instance, Mass Effect on the PC, I will get a different mod version of that and then play it. Whereas, so that is one of the games that I'll swap from Xbox to PC. But like for instance, some of the old Xbox games probably won't touch it. So yeah, and also Nintendo Switch games, 100% capture card.
Yeah. Like I wish I had more energy and more stream days that I could do, because I feel like there are too few days in the week for me to be able to stream as much as I actually want to. You know, and get in rest days, because I want to play retro games a lot. Like I want to pick up my old Sims 2, because I don't feel like anyone talks about the game version of Sims 2.
Sims 2 was a bit of a forgotten one, really, wasn't it?
Huh?
Like Sims 2 was a bit of a forgotten one in comparison to the others. Like it went a very different direction to Sims 1 when it came out, and people weren't really big fans of that, were they?
The thing is that if anything, it's a cult classic. People say it's one of the best Sims games, and there are people are very split on it. Huh?
It's a third-person game as well, isn't it? Like Sims 2.
Yeah, all of it is third person.
Like Sims 1 is second person, as is Sims
Second?
The second one is third person because of where the camera comes from.
Oh
Like the
yeah,
camera's
well, on the
behind you, isn't
GameCube.
it? Yeah,
On the GameCube, yeah. But
the
like
camera's
normal
behind you
Sims
and
2
stuff. Yeah.
is second person, I guess. Or I
Yeah,
don't.
like if you're then pointing and clicking for a sim to go and do something, that's second person.
Yeah. Yeah, well
Because
that's like
you're
across the
doing it
whole
you.
genre. It's more like the console versions that always try something different.
Yeah, the console
Like
version
I
pretty
love
much like swung around with the third person and like making it almost like an MMO, wasn't it?
that I don't know, but what I enjoyed with it was that you could be third person, yes, and control with a joystick instead. But additionally, you could play 2 players at once together.
Yeah, so the
Which I've
multiplayer
never
was
seen
there.
before. And imagine I would do this with my little brother all the time. We would go into first person. We would make the creepiest Sims we could, and then we would build a maze. We would like run after each other.
I just used to be a bit sadistic with it and just build a swimming pool, get everyone in the swimming pool, and then remove a ladder.
Oh god. I mean that's a joke in itself. Something
Yeah.
that does surprise me though is that Sims 2, like Sims overall, is so heavy lore.
Yeah, it's got so many Easter eggs in it as well. It's like you've got you can get your sim to play a game called Density Effect, which is a twist on Mass Effect, and like you could play other games like Fadden 2016 or something like that, which is basically the Madden racing games. And stuff like that. It's like it's quite the interesting kind of Easter eggs essentially. So yeah.
Well, I'm more interested in the actual lore though, with like the mysteries and disappearances and all of that, and serial killers and shit that are in game, and you're like, okay, as if you read about them, you would know that they're there.
and befriending
but people skip
death.
reading bios. Oh yeah, having a kid with death.
Yeah. Having a kid with death is like absolutely 100%.
Canonically though, there are characters that have had kids with death. The Grim Reaper. But yeah, I kind of want to play that, but also like I want to play Harvest Moon on GameCube. There's so many games I want to play, but I never feel like I have enough time. Additionally, since I do want, I intend on trying to grow my community, if just a little bit, just to know that hey, I can do it if I put like my mind to it to growing. Because right now I'm just vibing. And then I'm like, oh, why don't I grow? And it's simply because, well, you need to market yourself and actually try a bit, Rayla. Jeez, you know.
Like sheesh.
Yes, and then I want to make sure that I pick things that people will enjoy, that I will enjoy, and that people will be like, hey, I want to see that. Okay, well, let's check this person out, you know?
It is 100% a conscious choice. Like, for me, I went and played Elden Ring because I knew people were going to enjoy me playing it. But because I then did not enjoy playing it, I found it really hard to kind of get the grasp of. And I haven't streamed it since I did that one. And it's just because it was so taxing on my mind. Like, I would get about 2 hours in and I'd have to stop because I just could not concentrate more. Like, I was playing the game and I was talking to chat, and it was like trying to wire a plug with boxing gloves on a unicycle. It's just gonna end in tears, and it almost did, you know. So, like, it was. It's an example of a game that like other people really like me playing it. However, because I really don't enjoy it, I don't play it. It's just one of those games that I just could not get along with, unfortunately. And it's not that it's a bad game. It's not a bad game. It's a good game. Very good game. I think it's a game that I need to play off stream.
Yeah.
Maybe even if it's a Discord play along. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just feels like that, like something that, like Cuphead, for instance, for you, I would probably imagine is something that you would play more off stream than on stream because of the concentration it requires.
I mean, no, I feel like it's entertaining. I just know that
yeah,
when I collab, in general, my viewership drops because there's not as much interaction. But I've already played through the game because I got it during a LAN, and I was like, no one wants to play games with me, so I'll play by myself. Then I just finished it. Well, I was like almost finished it there, and then I finished it in VC later because I feel like if you're gonna start streaming Cuphead, you probably want to start from the beginning so people can follow all of it. So I didn't feel comfortable actually streaming it, but doing it on Discord was doable. And so I've already played it once, but that's just pure coincidence that I'm like, okay, well, I feel like playing Cuphead. I need to stream today. Okay, I've watched Cuphead the show recently too, so maybe play with the hype, about the new season coming out.
Yeah.
But for example, I know that Chazzer that I played with, he's a bit insecure about his skill level, so he's playing off stream now to get a little bit more experience so I don't leave him behind when he dies.
I can understand that one then. I don't think I could ever play a game like Cuphead. Like, I think I would end up breaking controllers.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot. Like,
I don't get angry playing games like that much unless it's like a super competitive game, which is why I will never play a competitive game on stream that isn't comfy. So like the furthest I'll go is probably like Apex and Fortnite, which I'll go on. But if I am playing those games, I'll probably play with people in my community.
Yeah.
So other members of humanity. So either my mods or like VIPs or even collabs, and kind of work it as a collab as well, because it's a game that can crossplay. Those are games that can crossplay, and a lot of those games can crossplay. So it's workable essentially. But they're like not OTT. They're not rage-inducing unless you're making it rage-inducing. In terms of like you're being hyper competitive, and because you're being hyper competitive, everything that's happening against you is then causing you to get angry, and then you break your controller.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah. Go on.
I feel like it's all about what you want to market yourself as, because there are a lot of people that get a lot of views due to their rage moments. Like, that's what's funny about them. Like Hexernova is a perfect example. He is someone that I followed for a long time, but why I started following his stuff was because he raged so funnily. Like, I don't know, it always made me laugh when he got angry. And he would always take the evil routes that I usually play nice person when I play decision-making games. He would always do the bad choices and get very angry at bad outcomes. So, and that's like how he marketed himself, with the raging. He played with that, while other people like you, for example, want to be more comfy, and then the rage moments aren't that desirable because that's not the image,
it's not the vibe
that you
that I go
want to
for.
Market yourself with.
Yeah. I tend to try and play games comfortably and provide a safe space for people as well. No, I will not play League competitively.
League, no. The salt mine.
Although this is something that I can possibly like do a little talk about as well, because after my re-debut, I will be trying to put things in place, because my birthday is in October. So for October, I want to kind of do a subathon, and go from there and have a bit of fun and have some stretch goals, including like whether I like if I hit a certain stretch goal, I'll play League on stream. But I'll then need a proper PC to do so. So that will be like a delayed one, but I will then do that kind of thing. That's probably the only way I will then play League on stream. Or a game of that kind of nature, because like I don't know how I'm going to be playing League on a stream or a game of that kind of caliber, you know. Moshi Moshi,
I mean,
hello Noz.
If
hello.
anything, play like TFT.
TFT
It's competitive, but it's more chill competitive since it's turn-based.
Yes, it does feel more like a comfy vibe out of it.
Hello, hi, hi to you.
Yes, Noz, this is CasualRayla, who is the Cockatoo VTuber.
Yeah.
Burby. And before I forget, still won't let me tag you fully, so I gotta type you in.
Burp. I wish I could.
There you go. The little shout out
show
there
it
as well. So, yes, so this is who I am talking to on the podcast today. Again, very, very comfy Burby VTuber. Lovely.
Comfy, chaotic.
Loves to talk.
That is my motto. We have comfy moments, but we balance it out with chaotic moments.
Like whenever you get raided with the nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Yeah.
Memes,
dab.
I almost took that as my own raid message as well. Like I was gonna do that, but my raid message for this now, my raid alert is Duel of the Fates, the Star Wars thing where Darth Maul appears, just goes dun 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 dun. Because I was gonna go, oh, let's put the Spanish Inquisition on, and I was like, that's gonna be, I think that's gonna make me feel dirty if I'm gonna put that on and steal it from Ray.
Hey, it's not stealing. I mean,
it kind of is. It's kind of ripping you off. It's
a meme. It's a good meme.
It is a really good meme. Such a good meme. But like, yeah. It's your meme to have for your raid message, not mine. So that's what I decided. So I decided to keep going with the Duel of the Fates one because again, it's I can keep it quite short and it's quite impactful. So like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking about changing up my alert sounds though. So we'll see.
At some point as well, I think once I've moved in, I'm gonna get a theme song done like you've got, your own BGM for your intro and your outro and everything. Is I'll be looking at getting one of those sorted because at the moment I'm relying on Pretzelbox. So Pretzelbox music, just stick a playlist on and go. It works. But yeah, I would like something a bit more unique, essentially, if I am able to. But yeah.
Yeah.
And I will consider what you recommended me as well for that as well, because I know we had that talk a couple months ago now about doing that, as to who to look at. But yeah, so it's coming to a bit of a natural point now where we are. Well, it's kind of starting to get a bit late now as well. I'm fairly sure it's a bit late for you.
Almost 9:30 p.m. for me.
Yeah, and it's coming up for about 8:30.
I'm gonna have to unstink myself for next week.
Yes, Burb has to have her weekly bath in the Burb bath.
The weekly unstinking.
Yes,
well,
absolutely.
I unstink many times during the week, but this one is the comfy one, the Sunday one.
Yes. So, we have one final question to wrap up for you.
Yeah.
And that is, do you like the BlubCast?
I love the BlubCast.
Yes. Blub.
Oh, I want to see. Can I also blub? Hold on. My cat is... Okay, my cat is also complaining now. She's like, what the heck are you doing? I thought you were going to feed me. I already did. Girl, jeez. Let's see here. Can I...
All the BlubCasts. The long and stink. With the echo.
Yes. Echoing BlubCasts.
Yes. So we have the crispy BlubCasts and the echo BlubCasts. So if I blub and then there's an echo behind me.
Yeah.
Blub.
But yeah.
See, yes.
Yeah.
So we have it. We have it confirmed. Rayla loves the blubs.
Yes, I love the blubs.
So yeah. So we will be like doing a little wrap up here. So we will. I'm gonna go and have a look to see who we can go and raid, Rayla. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
I got a head pat at the very end as well. We got head pats at the very end, so we'll raid out with a head pats.
Yeah.
Hey, Irvom, hello.
Irvom,
Oh, you've come right at the end. Hello. And of course the Yes. Yeah, you've come and it's near the end. I know, it's sorry, bird. I will be saving the VOD and uploading it onto YouTube eventually though, so again it will be there. For you to enjoy. I know you've been really busy all weekend, so I had a feeling that you were going to be either like late or at the very end. So yeah, yes, absolutely. It's been an absolute pleasure having Rayla.
Yeah,
absolute
definitely
pleasure.
Like podcasty that I love talking a lot, and you know, being able to bounce off you and us having a nice talk is very nice. Nice
and
change
it's felt effortless as well. Like I literally had this list of like little questions that I wanted to use to kind of guide through it, and while I've used all of them, it's been like a natural kind of every little area we've had this little segue, and then I've been able to kind of guide it through. So it's been an absolute pleasure, Rayla. Absolutely, you've been the perfect first guest for me.
The pleasure's all mine. I enjoyed being here,
and you're fully deserving of all the blubs.
Yeah. I'm gonna swim them on.
Speaking of blubs, we are going to pass them on. I will have a look to see who we are going to send the blubs onto. So, now. Normally, I will raid upwards. Again, I would normally raid to channels that are bigger than me. But I think today, we're going to go and surprise a good friend of ours. Okay, so we're going to go and surprise Smee, because Smee is, again, he's recently become affiliate. Again, he was in chat earlier, and he is amazing, okay? He's so cash money, and he is very typically British accent, okay? He is very cash money. So we're going to go and raid Smee, okay? He's streaming to 2 currently. And we're going to go and give him a raid of humanity, so... And he's playing Elden Ring as well at the moment, so this will be quite fun. So we're going to go and start the raid off. Make sure everyone has saved the raid message. Ready to go. And we're going to go and give everyone all the blubs. Raids of humanity.
Oh, the blubby blub.
The blubs, indeed, yes.
Blub, 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 blub.
And once again, thank you, Rayla, for being my guest. Thank you so much. You've been an amazing guest of mine. And you've been an absolute dream to have the podcast with. And thank you ever so much, everyone who's come along. You have all been absolutely amazing. It's been a pleasure, again, chatting with you all and being able to have this lovely chat with everybody as well. Yeah. For now, we will go and give Smee all the blubs and love, and I hope to see you after my break. On the 17th of September, I will be back with a re-debut, which is going to be really lovely. Yes, hype. Okay, let's get ready to go. Yes. Have a good night, everybody.
Get ready to rumble.
Good night. Blub.